All righty, happy people. It's MTG Next Door. We're going to do a pack opening with commentary.
Oh yes, commentary.
That makes it so much better.
And it makes the video go twice as long because then we have to argue about stuff.
I think that's really the only reason we actually play is so we can yell at each other, because we all have unaddressed rage issues. And this competitive game allows us to do it in a way that poker doesn't. So, because I hate poker. I mean, I'll play because other people are playing, but it's not nearly as fun.
I could not agree more. I'm looking to see what Tenacious B finds out to be his like area, like what does he decide to do as his dickness?
That's fair. That's true. I mean, I know I have waves, but it's like one of those personality charts. You kind of drift back to the same area.
Yeah.
So, all righty. I have no idea what's going on here. An eyeball is looking at a crystal. Unblinking observer.
There you are.
Oh, wait, hold on. It gets better. Philip, spelled with an F. I'm assuming this what it is. Philip. That's got to be Philip, right?
Yep.
But that seems really close in spelling to that Fit card.
It is kind of similar to Fibblethip. You're right.
Fibblethip. Yeah. Don't have me enunciate things. It's just not healthy.
I would only know how to do that because they like literally had Mark Rosewater pronounce it on the command zone.
There you go. All righty. Mountain, once again, beautiful card. I really wish they would space out the full art cards a little bit more than they do, but whatever. Makes people open packs, they're going to keep doing it.
Yep.
All righty. Startle. Wow, that's awful. So I hadn't really looked at Decayed until we opened up the last set of packs, and then I spent more time reading them. I'm like, you want a swarm of zombies, but they don't actually do anything because they die as soon as you attack. Like, I suppose that really gets to the heart of The Walking Dead, of dumb zombies. But in terms of gameplay, I don't. It seems like empty.
I have some thoughts on it.
Oh. Well, how about we explore? You want to explore them now, or you want to explore them before the next pack?
Well, if you hit some zombies, I'll start talking then.
All right. Hey, look, it's the card from the art. You can spin this to cast Disturb. Well, that's okay. Great. But you can't use the spin instant sorcery for 2. Okay, that's not bad. Ramp in blue. I mean, I'm never going to put it in a commander deck, but
yeah.
Oh, look. I think it's that same dude.
Dude, he's getting a lot of play.
He is getting a lot of play. Competent collector. What's a Homunculus? Okay. If it's neither night nor day, becomes day. Okay. And then when things are flipping, you can tap or untap target permanent, which is great and wonderful, except for this card itself doesn't flip. So you have a creature in a deck that wants your creatures to flip night and day, but this doesn't flip.
Yeah, he just starts the cycle.
Yeah. Well, apparently I have a blue pack here that I'm going with too. All right, hey, we have a zombie.
Okay.
When an order enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one in your hand and the rest of your graveyard. All right, you have your zombie. Go.
All right, so the Decayed thing. It's you make the Decayed zombies and they're really cheap, and then you send them at stuff. And then what you got to make sure you do is you've got some instant speed things because they die at the end of combat. But after damage is done, they're sort of like that whole combat cleanup step inside the combat phase. You know what I'm talking about? So at that point, that's when you do something with all of those Decayed zombies before they actually like die.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
When you say that, the other thing that makes me think of is there's a artifact from Zendikar that since it's late and I'm having a brain fart, it gives all of your creatures indestructible and +1/+1 flying.
Eldrazi Monument.
There you go. And you just have to sack a token or sack a creature every turn. But if you're playing Disturbed, it seems like they kind of churn those things out a whole lot.
Yeah.
Granted, when you're playing Eldrazi Monument, you should be winning lots of other ways too. So Have you come up with a different way of winning or a better way of winning?
I think I just came up with a different way of winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's things. I don't know how many things are in blue. There's a lot of more things in black, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think the black one, because then you can also get a whole bunch of death triggers with them as well. And, death triggers are always fun.
Yes. All right. Revenge of the Drowned. Do you remember the dark card? The Drowned?
You mean, do I own the dark card, the Drowned? Is it in a deck right now? Yes, it is.
Very nice. Correct me if I'm wrong. One in blue for a 1/1 that has black to regenerate it.
I think it's a 2/2 if I'm not mistaken, but let me check.
Okay. I love the art on that one when it first came out. Totally useless card, but hey.
Yeah.
Back when regenerate was a bigger thing. I wish they get back to that. All right. Target creatures puts it top or bottom of their library. So you can tuck it, but they get to pick for a full. This is just awful. I mean, I get what they're going with. You pull them. Well, really, you've pulled them down. I don't think people are going to be floating after being drowned by zombies, but whatever. You get rid of something for 4. That's way too much.
Yeah, you're right. It was a 1/1.
The 1/1. All righty. I remember I had this irrational love of things that had regenerate. You can kill my creature, but I can keep it alive.
I always love that as well. I like regenerate a lot too.
I think Will-O-the-Wisp was a favorite card.
Gotcha. I just enjoyed regenerate actually.
And if you haven't seen this one, because it may have been in the period when you weren't playing, Cathari Remnant. It's like a Will-O-the-Wisp with Cascade.
Ooh, that's good.
It's a 4 casting cost for a Will-O-Wisp, but Cascade, so you get to free something or other in blue-black.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, Corpse
This is
Cobble.
what I was talking about. Like you send your zombies at somebody, and then at the end step, then you cast this and you sack all those guys and you make a really big menace zombie.
Oh.
Yeah. See that?
I like, okay. There you go.
It's more that you're getting to make a lot of these cheap zombies, and then you want to do more. You want to send them at people's face, obviously, but then you also want to do something before they all get, chopped up.
There you go. And this is cheap enough to do it early, well, the first time anyway.
Yeah, and then you can flash it back later in the game.
Nice. There you go. All right.
See, this is what I think about it, as opposed to, reading another fucking study about COVID.
I don't read any of those. I ask you for the cliff notes.
Yeah.
All right. Whenever one or more non-token creatures die, create a zombie token with Decayed, but you only get it once a turn. This isn't awful. It's not amazing, but it's not awful. You don't get a lot of guaranteed black zombie token creation. This could make a commander deck.
Yeah, I thought about that one.
Yeah.
And then if you've got the anointed procession, then you're getting 2 of those suckers.
Correct. But yeah, you got to get into white to do that. Or you can do green, black green, and you could
doubling season.
Season. All right, Gale Drifter, which is cool only because it's a hippogriff. Yeah. I'm never going to play it, but Stitch is just on principle. All right, so the next one. So Stitch and I are having a side conversation about this. So you have this slot where they've put the alternative arts in, but within the slot, it's X% is going to be common, X% is going to be uncommon, then every once in a while it's going to be rare or whatnot. There's not a lot of common of these flip cards that make the alternate art. So all the math boils it down, and you go through the whole box. That's why we all
have 6 Tavern Ruffians.
Yeah, but there's one for each color that you just have way too many on. Way to go, Wizards. Someone forgot to do the math on that one. All right, I think we're hitting our rares. Our rare next. We are hitting our rare. All right, it's 2/3. It's red, white. I have no idea what it is.
I think it's that Cathar dude.
What do we got here? Rim Carlos. Stalwart Slayer. Don't have me be your spokesperson for anything. Flying in haste for a 2/3. Okay. Spell will deal damage to you or another perma you control. Prevent it. Neat. Okay, so he doesn't prevent it from himself, but for every other thing. But you have to be honest, how often do we take direct damage to our faces and our creatures?
At the
Listen,
same time?
huh?
At the same time?
No, just in the game in general. I mean, how often is creature removal in our games damage based? Just at our table. It tends to be
It's
destroy
blasphemous.
target creature or exile target creature.
Yeah, but think blasphemous act. This shuts down blasphemous act.
I know. I'm just saying that's more of an outlier. If
Yeah.
I picked
Good point.
the 10 kill spells that are removing creatures when we play, are any of them damage based? No. And how often do we ever throw damage at our faces? Never. So
Not enough, in my opinion.
that's fair. But you have to ask those questions of like, hey, here's a really neat ability. Does it prevent something that happens at our table?
Yep.
I'm not saying our table is representative of all the things. Oh, look, he's riding a hippogriff. Look, squirrel. Okay, sorry. If a spell would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that damage +1. That's really weak in Commander. Well, neato, I guess. I don't know. It seems underwhelming.
I think it's more of a brawl card than it is a commander card.
That is totally fair. So, and I bet it's worth a quarter. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, look. Would you believe we have a common foil in the foil slot?
I'm shocked. Shocked.
All righty. A 1/3 defender. Tap 3 untapped creatures and look at the top card of your library and then put, wow. And then you get to mill it if you want to.
Yep.
All right, so I guess if you're in control, at the end of your opponent's turn and you've got a crazy board state, you can determine if you want the next card or not. Okay, maybe in that situation. Oh, I should split these up. But realistically, what?
I mean, even I, who likes cheap zombies, was like, yeah, I can't even make this work. I can't even make this work.
All righty, pack 2. Unnecessary knife usage. I should own up to Stitch that I did actually cut a token last time. So I can only make fun of him a little bit. I guess this means I get a list card, right?
It's either a list card or it's one of those puzzle tokens. I usually like kind of, never mind. You do you.
Yeah, I don't keep track of them that much. All righty, we've got someone crying as they are dissolved. What's the name of the card on this one? Fading Hope. All right. Still have no idea what am I supposed to do with these things.
I don't know either.
Does someone want them? Are they worth anything? I remember y'all seeing something like this is a $5 one because it's the signature one. Who does anything with these things?
I don't know. It's all cardboard.
The next time you're at my house, you can have this card because I know you're going to want it. It's the Foil Swamp.
I may take you up on that.
You're gonna, yes, please. All right, I'll try to be a little faster on this. We're still in blue, and more stuff on zombies, I guess. All right, counter target spell unless it's code place 4. Not awful and standard. Not gonna see our table, but hey, worst things in life.
I thought about that one because you get the decayed zombie with it. So if you're leaning into that, that one's not too bad. I mean, 3 for a counter spell is pushing it for me, but you could still do it.
All right, here we go. Investigate or flashback. You can investigate twice. So for the grand total of 5 mana, you can get 3 clue stones or clue artifacts, which you can then pay 6 more mana and draw 3 cards. Okay. So for 11 mana, you can draw 3 cards spread out over many different turns.
Yep.
Let me put that into a deck. Consider, alrighty. I think we already looked at this one before.
Yeah, it's basically a less good opt. It's a graveyardy opt.
And I would still say I want Ponder or Preordain before I play that.
Yeah.
All right. Celestus Sanctifier, which I didn't know what a Celestus was until I saw some video where a guy was going over the lore of Innistrad, and apparently it's like the big MacGuffin of the set where somebody's trying to make something bad happen at this big artifact thing. All right, doesn't matter too much. All righty, we're gonna flip stuff to day or night, but he doesn't do anything when it's day or night. So you need other cards. I just don't get the synergy seems to be messed up when the card itself doesn't flip along with it. I realize things happen, but whatever. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 in your graveyard. Okay, maybe no, just no.
Agreed.
Infernal Grasp. This is going to get play.
Yes.
Destroy target creature, lose 2 life. Yes, this will get crap. This is about as good as you're going to get in black. 2 to get rid of a creature. Yes, please.
Absolutely across the board all the time.
So much better than Terror. Alrighty. Dreadhound. Wow. 6 or 6/6. Mill some cards. Whenever a creature dies. If you really want some big aristocrats action, you can get this. But for 6, I don't think that's the plan of aristocrats. Diagraph Rebirth. Alrighty.
This one's
5
pretty.
and then can be 8, but you're cheating it. So after the board wipe, theoretically you should play black and a green to get a creature, well, one of your creatures back. That's not awful. And theoretically, even on the second one, there should be a lot of stuff, or maybe even more mana. You're still, you should be only playing this black green twice to get your big mean guy back.
Yep.
Oh wait, this is sorcery though. So you've board wiped. Or your big guy back. This would be so much better if it was an instant.
Or you're again, if you're doing like sack stuff, so if you're sacking a bunch of those pests to pay for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. All right, here's our white one. I bet I have 5 of this one out of this box. I don't have 5 of any other common out of this box, but being at 5 of this one with my 9 Tavern Ruffians. That's what we should do. Just get all of our Tavern Ruffians together, keep one, because we like to keep one of something, and then sew them all together for stupid reasons. I don't know.
We should definitely make like Tenacious be like a playmat of Tavern Ruffians.
Yeah. Dawnheart Mentor. I have quite a few of this one too, even though it's uncommon. It has Coven. I went off on Coven a whole lot last time. I still don't like it. Is the next one rare? Oh, here's a rare. Okay. Siphon Insight. I say that as I've had a clue what this card does. So it has flashback, so that's good. Look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Okay. Exile 1 face down and put the other on the bottom of their library. All right, so I can tuck the problem. You can look and play the exile card for as long as it remains exiled. You know what? So I get to cast something off of your deck, which means this gets to go into Send Triplets.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a Send Triplets card.
Oh, and we've got a foil. No, that's not. Or here's my foil. Sorry. But it's uncommon. Mystic Skull. Transform Mystic Skull. What's it? Oh, hold on. I got to do this trickery right because I want to see what the back is. Mystic Monstrosity. Lands you control have tapped for 1 mana of any color.
Oh, that's a little disappointing.
Okay, I can pay 7 mana. I guess if you're playing a 5-color deck, maybe. I don't know. That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Probably put this over here. I'm not going to do that. All right, let's see what our list card is, unless it's one of those weird tokens, and then I'm going to look kind of silly. No. Oh. We have an Orcish Lumberjack. Sacrifice a forest, add 3 mana, any combination of red or green to your mana pool. Do you recognize what this symbol is?
I was actually about to ask you, what the hell set is that?
So I recall Orcish Lumberjack being in Ice Age.
Let's see.
And is this like elves versus goblins or something?
That would make sense. Orcish.
It's an elf or a goblin. This is the same thing from Ice Age. I can't remember if it actually was a goblin or if it was an orc back in the day. But it did the same thing. I remember it being a neat little ramp trick.
All right, Orcish, Lumberjack, Ice Age, Masters Edition 2, and it looks like there's a dual decks, Heroes versus Monsters. And yes, does it look kind of like a,
Like an axe head.
yeah.
That's where it's from. Alrighty. So I'm going to soapbox for a second. Alrighty. There was some other people on the interwebs who made a really valid argument regarding the list cards. Hey, most of the list cards are absolute garbage. Fair, but they tend to be older. And they made an argument about, hey, can they at least just make them like maybe alternative arts within the current set theme? And I'm like, that's not a bad idea. I'm going to throw out my edition of this. This one fits the bill. You can give me a garbage card. Give me a garbage card that's 5 years old. Okay? One that hasn't been reprinted. But I do have a beef with this one. Give me the original art if you're going to do that, if you're not going to give me new art. Do not give me the M21 version of a reprint. Do not give me the iconic Masters version of a reprint. I want the original set symbol that went with it. I think that's fair.
I think that actually makes total sense. I could not agree more.
I mean, this is not an ugly card. I may figure out a way to fit it into a deck somewhere along the line. That's totally fine. Weirdo set symbol. Really, guys? Now, I also realize Ice Age didn't have a set symbol, but still, concept is there. Go that route, not this route. That's special.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily where I need to have X amount of value out of my list cards. I mean, at the end of the day, this is cardboard. If you raise the perceived value, people just end up buying more of the stuff, but everything ends up dropping value. Anyone doubts that, go look at all the non-fetch land rares from Khan's block and see what they're worth like. I'm sorry, not Khan's block, just Khans of Tarkir.
Yeah, they're all like
people cracked way more of that than most everything else. And the fetches are, $10 to $20 or whatever they're running right now, but everything else is, a $1 for the amazing. Hey, look, I got another list card. Or maybe it's that stupid token. Let's see. Hey, that's a neat looking art. I don't know what it is. Is that Tavern Ruffian? I don't know.
No, I think that might be Tolvar. I think I got that one.
Hey, look, you're right. It is Tolvar.
Yeah, I got that one. I'm pretty pleased.
No, can't use it, but hey, whatever. Got a pretty plains. All right, Lambeau Harrier. It's a bear that has some upside. I don't think there's maybe one or two commons that'll see play once this set takes out of stuff. So
yeah,
all right,
that one actually pretty good in a wolf set or a wolf deck because he's like aggressively costed.
The Lambeau Harrier.
Yeah,
he's a bear.
It's a wolf.
I'm saying a bear is a 2 for 2.
I see what you mean. Yeah, but he also, when you look at the werewolves, they're all like 3 and above. So
he fits that slot nicely. I got you. And then you can get past blocking. That's fine. All righty, we've got our 3 to steal a creature, which is the standard cost for that. If you happen to be playing wolves, you can filter out by scrying. Not bad in a wolf deck. Completely useless everywhere else.
Yep.
We've got another wolf, 3/2 with a reaching wolf. Well, that's just funny in concept. Not a good card, but hey, look, I've got a wolf.
And he's jumping.
Yes. Field of Ruin. I didn't realize this card was in the set. I'm surprised y'all would play these more.
I put them in every single one of my decks when they got reprinted in Theros, or the last Theros. I bought like 4, and I'm so glad they're getting reprinted again. No, I put them in every single one of my decks.
That is kind of comical regarding how we adjust our play strategies for the crutches that the other folks use.
Exactly.
Which is literally how I ended up playing so many board wipes when Stitch and I first started playing. Was because I had to. When you're playing slivers, you're just like, nope, no slivers. Board wipe, board wipe, board wipe, more board wipe.
And why you're playing Cavern of Souls these days?
Because of you.
Thank you.
I'm playing because you made me. Had to call birds for the one bird in my deck. Like, really? Okay. Clear shot. All righty. All right. This is an interesting twist on the fight mechanic that green tends to have. I've never played fight much, but I've seen other people who are better at it than I am. But then again, I don't consider myself a very good Magic player. Early breaker. Hey, it flips and has ward. Oh, we talked about this a whole lot last time.
He's a meanin'.
Yes, he's overly costed and has some fun stuff and then gets worse. Village Watch. Hey, they don't really do much either. We're getting close to our rares. Nope, that's a common. Shady Traveler. Here's our black version of a card that I bet if I go look at the rest of my stuff that I pulled out of here, since it's second to last pack of the set booster box, I bet I have 6 more of this guy.
Sure you do, because I think I have at least 4.
All right, our next card is a Mythic.
Oh, yeah.
All righty. It's not a creature. Other legendary permanents you control have indestructible. Is this like Avacyn's something or other?
Oh, I think you're right. I think it is.
It's indestructible. It's Avacyn's Memorial. All righty. I have no idea how I'm going to play this. This cost 8 to get out.
And it doesn't even give you the, I mean, if they were going to do Avacyn, like you should at least either drop the price of it. But if it costs the exact same as Avacyn, how does that help?
All right, I'm confused, and maybe you can answer this. This is the set symbol.
Yeah.
That's a wolf howling at the moon. That is not a wolf howling at the moon.
So we looked in on this, and so
Okay.
they've got their commander decks,
Right.
and then what they did was they also printed some like commander cards
Okay.
for the set that are included in the set boosters, and this is one of them.
So theoretically, I could get this in the pre-con?
No, it is not in the pre-con.
Oh, okay.
They printed some new commander cards that are just in set boosters.
All right. So my next card is a rare then.
All right.
Let's see what we got here. Not a creature. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you gain a life. So I'll never play this card.
Oh, this is the Celestis.
This is Celestis. Oh, yes, the Celestis. The thing that I was speaking of. You know, if someone told me they'd found the Celestis, I would say maybe you need to go to the free clinic for a shot of penicillin.
Yeah, that's a good joke.
Actually, I heard one today. It was I'll need to send you the photo, but it was like, Jack be nimble, Jack be sick. Jack got stuck on the candlestick, and the nurses look at you and go, "I don't believe you."
Yeah, it's like the good fucker joke.
Yeah.
You got a stupid token too. It's not even a list card.
I just hate these things. I'm not wowed by it, but that's okay. You know what? I don't think you get to be wowed by every mechanic that they come up with. And then the neat ones, they come back. I liked Flashback. I did see one mechanic. I haven't pulled any of the cards. I think they may just be in the pre-con decks.
Mm-hmm.
But there's basically multi-kicker, but they don't call it multi-kicker.
Oh, yeah. They did no, they're not in the pre-cons. They did a cycle of mythics for each color. And you're right. It is basically multi-kicker, and they're all pretty good.
Pay 2 and whatever color this one is, and as many times as it is, I'm like, that's multi-kicker.
Yep.
Call it multi-kicker. I think they maybe didn't call it because people didn't like multi-kicker. I kind of liked it, but you know what? Someone's gonna like these things, and I don't get to complain. Now I'm gonna throw one thing out. I have run exactly 5 rares for every 4 packs that I've run through here.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the first set booster box, I think I averaged I probably averaged 6 rares for every 4 packs. I haven't had a single 3 rare pack in this box. I haven't had a 4 rare pack in this box. I realize they work out their odds as they do things. From a production standpoint, I realize they probably also purposely do the numbers bad when they first roll out a new product to get people to buy them. Stitch and I were discussing the other day, you know, the question comes in, do you want to continue buying set booster boxes? And the fact that that's a question should be a concern to Wizards.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'm going to tell a little story. This is a business school story. I know you love my business school stories. So, how much do you like Oreos?
About 3.
That's as many, and then you're done for. And you know what? That's a good number. So, if you had to pick the expensive component of an Oreo, and basically there's the cookie part and there's the fat part.
Yeah.
Which do you think costs more to produce?
The fat part.
And it's actually the cookie part.
Oh, okay.
And it's a 50-50 guess.
That would make sense with the double stuffing.
Right. So way back in the day, somebody came up with an idea and he said, how about we sell more of the cheap stuff and less of the expensive stuff? And maybe even trick people into buying smaller packages because it's special type. And they came out with double stuff and triple stuff and super stuff. And, I got the sugar diabetes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They totally reduced their cost basis for their product while at the same time selling it for the same amount, which in the end result is cha-ching, money. I say all this. What does a set booster box really do? Well, original booster box, and I'm just going to make up some numbers. Let's say the cost for Wizards to produce 36 packs is $80, and it may be 60. I have no idea what it really is. Let's say it's $80. Well, a set booster box is 1/6 less, so that's what, like 12% cost less. So let's just use bad math. So it costs $80 to produce the booster box, like a draft booster box, but it should only cost $70 to produce a set booster box because you got less stuff in it. It may cost a little bit more per card basis on a set booster box because they have like 3 print runs that are going into it versus I think just 2 print runs that go into a regular draft booster box. But all in all, they're printing less cards. So their manufacturing cost should be less. The boxes themselves, I'm sure you've also noticed this, it's got 6 less packs. It's not, my boxes have shown up, the thickness of those boxes is significantly different than what I remember a booster box thickness looking. And where that translates into is your shipping cost. Because you pack 6 of those together, and there's this thing in shipping world called dimension weight. And your dimension weight is probably dropped by 12 to 15%, which is quite significant if you're shipping them from, Renton, where they're based. Actually, I don't know where their print houses are at. But if you're shipping from Seattle, kind of where they're at, and you're shipping it to Miami or Atlanta or something else on the East Coast, dropping your shipping size by 11% does not drop your cost by 11%. It drops it by a lot more than that. So it would seem like they should be doing some analysis like, are we keeping people happy with the set booster boxes? Because they may switch back to just buying draft booster boxes, especially I would buy a booster box in a fat pack so that I could get X number of rares for about $110 tended to be the average. And I'm happy to get a set box if I'm getting the same number of rares so that I don't have to throw away a whole bunch of commons that I'm never going to touch.
Yep.
But if it's not going to work out that way, maybe I switch back to the other one. I don't know. I say all that, because I'm a boring person who does that stuff for a living.
Yeah, well, for what it's worth, though, in playing in the realm of, but then I won the lottery. So my last 6, I averaged 2 rares or mythics per pack.
You had mentioned that, and then I felt rather envious.
It was a good 6 packs.
All right, Larder Zombie.
Yeah, you already got him. That's the 1/3 that even I can't figure out how to sneak into a pack of zombies.
We have a Swan, Devious Cover-Up, Counterspell. Okay, forecasting cost Counterspell is always really hard to do, but you get to exile, so sometimes that's really good.
Yeah, and then you get to recur some graveyard goodness back into your deck.
Yes. There's actually, I wish they would do a few of these things because there's some that don't counterspell. They simply exile it.
Yeah.
But that I think has a higher complexity level, and you're not going to see that at common. All right, return target non-land permanent to owner's hand. If you control that permanent, draw a heart. All right, so it's a super powered unsummon. But if you do it on your Elton stuff, you get to draw an extra card. You know what? That's situational. It's not awful. All right, ETB effect, draw a card, fill a card. Okay, filter, great. Whenever you discard a spirit card or a card with disturb, put a 1/1 counter on it. Hey, that'd be great. It's a spirit. As a general rule, I think all spirits should be flying. Just my 2 cents.
My thought as well, except that one apparently just has like multiple appendages and crawls.
Yeah. Now, granted, you could really break this with something else if you have like a wheel deck. A wheel deck with lots of spirits, so that you could have the situation where you do something nuts to make this card get bigger. I don't think I'm going to be bloating around that crazy concept.
Somebody will, though.
I have done stupider. But no. Oh, look, I'm getting into uncommons sooner on this deck, this pack. Oh, that's good. All right. Voldaron Ambusher enters the battlefield and opponent's lost life this turn. It deals X damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker, where X is the number of vampires you control. As our resident vampire expert, are you playing this vampire at 3?
So here's the thing. He's a 2/2, right? So he's a bear.
Yep.
He's a hate bear. I mean, I'm already packing a decent amount, so no, I don't think I'm going to pack him into my Markov one. I'm thinking of another vampire deck. Maybe he'll make that one. I don't know.
Okay.
But
I was wondering because at 3, I was figuring he had a lot of competition, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it made it.
At 3, he's going up against a lot of really good rare and uncommons that do a lot more, like more than just an ETB.
Okay. Let's see. Foul play. You know what? Well, maybe that's the play on words they're going with, because you're killing a chicken. Okay, that makes sense. Destroy target creature with power 2 or less. All right. Not very awesome. Investigate, so you get a clue. All right. I think they could have done more with chickens on this.
I think so. Werewolf Lord.
Kessig Naturalist. All right, he attacks, adds mana. Don't lose that mana. Oh, but yes, when you flip, wolves get 1/1. I think there's an easier way to do this. But I guess if you're playing a standard deck or a modern deck, he probably doesn't make it. But if you're playing Commander and you've really gone down that route, which I haven't seen anybody make work really well,
yeah,
you do play him. Hey, look, it's Mystic Skull again. I have a foil one of these.
Other one?
It's still not great.
Nope. Oh, there's our friend.
All right, rare after this one. Harvest Tide Infiltrator. Oh no, that's not the one. You need the Tavern Ruffian, right?
You also get a whole bunch of the Harvest Tide Infiltrators too.
All right, we've got a rare. It's a creature. It's a 3/2. Oh, it's Dinnick.
Oh.
Is this the ugly art?
It is the ugly art.
I have the regular one. I don't like the ugly art, but that means I get extra rares, right?
Yeah, theoretically.
All right, yeah, I got another rare. Let's see, we got 5/5. Tracking isn't the hard part, it's blue. Non-horror creatures with slime. Is this that slime monster thing?
I thought that one was a blue-green.
Sludge monster. Oh, let's put this here. We have a sludge monster. 5 for 5. You know, in blue, a 5 for 5 is not bad. That's not common within Blue World. Whether sludge monsters enters the battlefield or attacks, put a slime counter on up to 1 other target creature. Okay, non-horror creatures with slime counters on them lose all abilities and have base power toughness of 2/2. There's a place for this.
I don't know where it is, so you tell me.
I don't know either. Well, you know, Stitch, well, you do too. You'll both play cards that have things on them. If I attack, I can make it a 2/2. Or The real fun thing is you attack the person who can't block this guy. And then on a different opponent, you take out their beater. I'm sorry, Kozilek. You no longer have all the things.
Fair enough.
You're a 2/2. I would cry a little bit.
But then you'd remember that you still drew 4 cards and you wouldn't care.
That's true. All right, what do we got here for my foil, which is going to be garbage? It is garbage.
I reread that one. It is definitely garbage. Like that will never, ever get played ever again.
They had one of these in Kamigawa that didn't impact Disturb because that wasn't a thing at the time. It was garbage.
Yep.
But I have one that's foil.
Yeah, foily
Although,
garbage.
I'll tell you, I don't know if it shows up real well. Yeah, it doesn't show up well in the video. The foiling for the ghosty guys in the back actually looks kind of nice, so I'll give them some credit for that. Alrighty. I have an H. What's an H?
I don't know. Is it a token?
Oh, it's a token.
Oh, yeah.
I did not get a, okay.
All right. I'm sorry you did not pull anything other than a cool Teferi, but he's pretty cool. So
I'm going to guess my total box value is going to be in the $30 to $40 range.
ouch. Yeah.
That happens from time to time. But part of it is you buy them to open the stuff. The annoying part is now I got to go to TCG and like buy more stuff than I want to. I mean, one dual land out of the whole pack, out of the whole box. That's nuts.
For real. Well, on the plus side, you're at least getting one of those from me. So there we are.
There we go.
All right. I will make sure I save 6 packs for next week and you can add McMahon for me. How about that?
That will work. That will be awesome. All right, let's wrap it up.